Hi, I'm Jonathan Edwards, Communications Manager with Nash County, and you're watching a show about your county government, Nash County people, projects, and places. Sit back and enjoy this episode of Nash County Now. We're in election season, and no one is more ready for it than our Nash County Board of Elections office.
Today we have our logic and accuracy testing for all the voting equipment. All the tabulators and the ADA compliant auto-mark machines are all tested. Every ballot that we use in that precinct or every ballot that will be used in early voting is run through the machines. We know what the results are supposed to be for the test stick, so we run the ballot through the machine, then we should get the result that we're expecting. Every county across the state is doing testing. Some do in-house, some do third-party. We have a third-party company come in and they do all the testing for us. Once they finish today and we certify that all the results are accurate as far as the testing, the machines will be buttoned up, closed up, seals and locks put on the machines, certifying that they're tested, and they'll be ready for rollout. And then when early voting starts, they'll be sent out to the early voting sites, and then on election day, we'll be sending those out. We got 4 early voting sites this year, 1 more than we normally have because of COVID-19. So we have downtown is the Old Gateway Partnership, which is across from Brownsville Memorial Library. And then we have the old Trade-It building, which is beside Olive Garden in front of the mall on 301. Then we have obviously the Ag Center, and then we have Mount Pleasant Community Center. So we have a lot of people in the western part of Rocky Mount come to Nashville vote. So it's a really a lot of people voting here. In 2016, we done 20,000 voters in this room alone. Per day, some of our heaviest days was like 2,200 voters. That was more than anybody else in the entire state. No other early voting site in the entire state done 2,200 voters except us. So we're hoping that the second Rocky Mount site will take some of the pressure off of the Nashville site. So folks that live in Rocky Mount have 2 options. Because of COVID-19, things are going to look quite a bit different. The first thing is all poll workers will be wearing masks. Some may be wearing gloves, face shields, depending on their jobs, but the masks are required. The biggest thing you're going to see is 6-foot social distancing, which is going to, in some places, cause lines because we have to limit the number of people in the room. Maybe in the March primary or other elections, you were able to have 4 or 5 people standing in front of each other at a table waiting to be helped. Well, this time you're not. One person in front of the table, when one person's done, the next person can come in. There'll be a greeter at every door to every polling place controlling the number of people that come in. When the voters come in, if you don't have a mask, we will ask you if you'd like to have one. We cannot require voters to wear a mask, but we will ask you if you don't have one, would you like one? Hand sanitizer will be made available at the entrance and the exit of the room. There'll be signs up reminding everybody of the social distancing, and there'll be plastic sneeze guards up in front of all the workers at the tables. Everybody gets their own pen to take home with them. So when they come in, the greeter will give you a brand new fresh ink pen that you will keep with you the entire process, and then when you leave, you can take it with you, or we'll drop it down in a little collection tub. But there will be no sharing of ink pens at all. There'll be no ink pens left on the tables, no ink pens left in the voting booths. So it will look a lot different than it has in the past. You know, if you're voting in a precinct that has a large room, such as a gymnasium or something like that, then you'll be in and out fairly quickly. But if you're in a smaller precinct that has a small room, but then if everybody shows up at one time, well, then we can only let so many people in at a time. So vote by mail or vote early at non-busy times. Preferably don't wait till election day because you may be in a line and you never know what the weather's going to be on election day. It could be pouring down rain in North Carolina, it could be snowing. So vote early when you have 17 days. We're going to be open 7 days a week. Don't come at busy hours. Don't come during lunch and don't come at 5 o'clock. Try to come at off hours. Come, at 9 o'clock or come at 3 p.m. or come at 6:30 at night. That's your best bet if you don't want to stand in line. One thing I can tell everybody is please be patient. We'll get you voted, but it's not going to be an in and out as it has been in the past because we're having to adapt to COVID-19 just like everybody else is. So the last day to request an absentee ballot is the 1 week prior to Election Day, which I believe is October the 27th at 5 p.m. The request must be in our office. It doesn't matter where you live at when you come to early voting. Anybody in Nash County can go to any of the 4 sites and we'll take care of you. But on election day, you must go to your assigned polling place because not every polling place on election day has every ballot. They only have 2 or 3 different ballots. We have 22 different ballots across the county. So if you show up in the wrong place on election day, we're going to ask you to go to your correct location so that you can get your correct ballot. If you'd like more information about elections, contact the Board of Elections, 252-459-1350. We also have a new website just for this election, which is Nash Votes with an S 2020. I recommend everybody go there first. We've got it pretty simple. Buttons, easy to click. You go right to where you want. If you want to do absentee by mail, you can go straight to the state portal. You don't have to print out any documents, sign in documents. You can do it all online. So most everything can be answered with that website.
Coming up next, Nash County EMS has a new look.
When I first saw a turtle, my heart was full. Now anything but lonely.
We have this deep connection, this heart connection.
He just wants to be close to you and part of your life.
Every day with Turtle is a perfect day.
When I'm holding her, it makes me feel calmer.
I think everything he does shows how much he loves us.
When we adopt a shelter pet,
We discover
they're a little bit of a lot of things.
But they're all pure
Pure love.
love.
You may have noticed a new look for Nash County ambulances. Let's check in with emergency services for more details.
Today we took delivery of a newly remounted ambulance, as in it has a new chassis with a refurbished patient compartment. But it has the new graphics design that we've had a team of employees working on for a number of months now. We're happy to be able to unveil that new design. It's the first change since 1986. So along with being a more updated design, it also incorporates all the required safety standards that we have in place now by the state of North Carolina. So the changes on the outside mainly incorporated visibility and highway safety. So you'll see on the back of the truck that there's a safety chevroning that goes all the way from the bottom to the top with all the reflective material. Reflective material is also used along the sides. So the orange striping and the blue striping also are reflective to headlights and normal highway traffic. On the inside, this is the first that has updated safety features, which include a more robust locking system for the cabinets in case there is any kind of impact, that we don't have cabinets open and end up with projectiles in the back of the truck. There's improved seat belting systems for the paramedic or the EMT who's providing care, and we have an improved locking system for the stretcher and the patient in case there is any accidents or any issues, that the patient is also much safer as well. This is the first of 4 ambulances with the new graphics and new standards that you'll see coming out in 2020-2021. And then from here on out, all units that we get will incorporate this new graphics and the new safety standards. We typically remount all our ambulances at least once because we can do that considerably cheaper than buying a brand new ambulance every single time we need to replace it. So we try to be very cost conscious with that. So you'll see this new design out more and more as the new trucks arrive, and eventually the entire fleet will have this same design on it. So we're excited for the updated change and the service we can provide to the citizens.
Coming up next, get your tickets for the 4-H quilt raffle.
Hey Bobo, do trees tell each other stories?
I'm sorry. I'm afraid I don't know that.
Hey, why don't we go find out? Listen.
If you love them enough to crawl into a play place to get them to come down, then surely you'll check nhtsa.gov/the right seat to make sure they're in the right car seat.
Nash County 4-H has struggled during COVID-19. Not being able to get together has slowed down their activities, but that didn't keep their sewing club from piecing together a great service project.
Our sewing club, it's called the Sew What Club, made a quilt. They made this so that we could raffle it off to help support all of the 4-H clubs. So this is their community service project to support everybody in the 4-H, not just the sewing club.
This is the first quilt that our older girls in our sewing club have made. This is what we call a sampler quilt, which each block has a different design. As you know, quilting now is becoming more and more popular, which I'm delighted to see because I am a lifelong quilter myself. This quilt in particular is a lap size quilt. This quilt is not hand quilted, it is machine quilted with a long arm quilter. Once they got all the blocks made, they put all the blocks together, which actually makes the quilt top. And Marlene is one of our volunteers, and she put the bindings around it, which is the border here, and did the backing and the binding on the quilt. I think they really enjoyed it. I hope they'll do another one, and like I say, they've got the background now. They can go home and make a quilt if they want to make one for themselves.
You can buy tickets at the farmer's market. You can buy tickets from any 4-H club leader, or you can buy tickets here at the Cooperative Extension. They're $5 a piece, and we are giving 4-H masks out for a limited time, as long as they last. So $5 will get you a mask and a ticket. 4-H is a youth organization. We teach kids from 5 to 18 years old. We do it by hands-on learning through clubs. And we have several clubs. We have everything from shooting sports, small animal clubs. We have the sewing club. They learn a lot more than just quilting. They learn how to make clothes. They do a lot of community projects. We have livestock clubs. We have a cooking club. All of our clubs are required to do community service, where they somehow do something that helps better our community. They also do a citizenship project. We teach kids important skills for life. We teach them sewing, cooking, how to survive, finances. We teach all of that. We teach presentations. That's a wonderful thing. No matter what job you have, whether you're going to college or not. The girls that made this particular quilt are older girls. It's Allison Strufy, Megan Garcia, and Phoebe Young. The drawing for our beautiful quilt will be at the farmer's market at 12 noon on October 24th. It will be a big thing, so y'all want to buy a ticket. And there is no need to be present. You can be on vacation. We'll catch up with you. We'll find you and tell you you won this beautiful quilt.
I really hope people will come out and support and buy the tickets to support the 4-H clubs for their benefits. We really would appreciate it.
For more information about our beautiful quilt and the quilt raffle, or any 4-H clubs that you might be interested in, you can call the Cooperative Extension at 459-9810.
Well, that does it for this episode of Nash County Now. If you'd like more information about any of the topics you've seen today, please email info@nashcountync.gov. Thanks for watching.